Brahma Danny Long, the Penang State EXCO member for Tourism Development Health, Penang chapter. Mr. Hamid Sebak, the CEO of Inti Group. Mr. of Inti Group, Dr. Data, distinguished guests, members of the media, very good morning and salam bersih to everyone. First, let me welcome all of you to the first Penang Tourism Blueprint Workshop 2013. I'm pleased to be part of this event, the first time where all tourism players in Penang come together with a common mission and vision to plan for Penang's tourism industry. With, of course, the principal objective to make Penang one of the top tourism destinations in Malaysia and in ASEAN. We are pleased today to have leaders of the various tourism players, hoteliers, hospitals, travel agents, airlines, and of course, many more. We will be discussing different topics relating to culinary tourism, eco-tourism, education tourism, heritage tourism, medical tourism, and mines. No doubt, tourism is one of the world's fastest growing industries. According to UN WTO, in 2012, over 1 billion tourists traveled around the world, generating a revenue of $1 trillion. ASEAN attracted more than 74.8 million visitors last year, posting a strong 10% growth. Out of which 25 million tourists came to Malaysia last year. Penang received 6.09 million tourists, making us the top 3 state in Malaysia. After Pahang and KL. And Pahang, KL. And Pahang is number 1, cannot beat anything casino. So we don't compete with Pahang, that one is cute because of casino, and we won't have a casino in Penang, sorry. So we have to go back to what makes Penang so unique and special, so that what many local Penangites always come back home to will be introduced to all tourists and everybody throughout the world. And that's why there's a need for us to reintroduce Penang. What makes Penang so special to us can also be shared with the foreign tourists and visitors. That's why we must introduce the Trinity, what is described as Trinity: new events, new products, and unforgettable experience to sustain the tourism sector as one of the main growth sectors for Penang. Of course, the existing events and products are important. I think we must always be creative to talk about new events and new products. Certain products that you never thought before, which is part of your everyday life. But I think for many, they will think that this is something unique and they would want to come to. For example, when you talk about heritage, it's something that is part of us. Something that which we have lived through all our lives, but this will be a new product. I just saw an article of 23 Love Lane. This one gives an advertisement to Andy Fong. And these are the new products, that is a different experience. And for example, like Lone Pine. Also, after the refurbishment, retaining the old but enhancing the new. I think this makes it unique in that sense. And so events, especially sporting events. We have started some ideas. We don't know how that would grow. Apart from the Penang International Beach Marathon, we are not talking about cycling events. And I think you have seen the start today that we have actually played now. How is the scoop? say, God, how can you go and do this, you know? Other press will kill you, man. It was actually a racing bicycle tracks, the first time this is done in Malaysia. Something that we want to encourage the cycling fraternity to come and make Penang their home, their natural home. And for me, my idea of bicycling started from this. I was thinking more of the kids, you know. Because when I go to school, in my younger days, I cycled to school. All my classmates cycled to school. Everybody cycled to school. But nowadays, no one cycled to school. And you know, that sense of freedom, because at that time we all complain, wow, hot. And when it rains, everybody wet. But that experience, that sheer joy of childhood cannot be captured anymore for our children because it's just not safe enough. That's why we want to build bicycle lanes throughout Penang, around 200 kilometers, so that we can bring back that fun. Our children can cycle to school safely. But then when we talk about these other cyclists, the grown-up ones also want to cycle. So it becomes a new event in itself. And we're talking about these runs. These runs. Penang Run, not just the Penang International Beach Marathon, which is not the biggest marathon, it has grown to become the biggest marathon in Malaysia, number one in Malaysia. Correct, number one. We have also the Penang Run, which is a version of the bicycle tours. You know, you have the tour, the Langkawi tour, the France. You have every stage. Well, why instead of cycling, why don't we talk about running? But do it in different stages. Run around the island. So you talk about Penang Run. Make sure it's really Penang. Small stretch to say Penang. Okay. Penang International Beach Marathon, Penang Beach. I think that's appropriate. But you will say Penang, you better run around the island. So that's why we have got 4-stage Penang Run. And of course it's assisted by Andrew and my staff, Lily. So we have, I think we have gone 2 stages already. So there are 2 more stages to go for those who are, what I call that hard runners. I think this is really your forte. This really fit into what you really enjoy. I think we have attracted quite a clientele, but of course we are not limited to 1,000. I'm saying next year must be 3,000. What else to do? You must have mass appeal. I think that's important. Then when we talk about new products, new events, we also have new experiences. New experiences, here we have, of course, the first theme park. We were talking in Penang about theme park. 50 years about theme park, no theme park. Luckily, there was a change of government. That's not the theme park. Of course, I just saw Mr. Sim from the Escape Theme Park in Teluk Bahang. And he's doing very well. And it's international class, you haven't been there, isn't it? World class or not? World class. That's what we want. There will be more theme parks coming. I think we'll be making some announcements soon. Probably by October, another theme park. And so others on the pipeline to create that unforgettable experience. And of course, when you talk about unforgettable experience, I think one that really stands out is the heritage enclave of Georgetown, where I think the atmosphere is so different. 5 years ago and 5 years from now, it is a completely different experience, isn't it? 5 years from now, it is just like any other town. Now, it is a heritage, not just a heritage enclave, a tourist enclave, but a hip and cool place to be. You know, this is the most happening place in Penang, the hippest place in Penang. There is heritage enclave. Why? Not just because there are a lot of cafes, but so there's a lot of, and of all cultures. You have Jawi Cafe. I think some of you don't know where is a Jawi Cafe. You don't know where the Jawi Cafe is. That's done by the local Malaysia. Jawi Cafe, there's a Chinese, there's Western, of course more Western cafes. Some of the food is very good. Pizza. I talk about food, Penang can talk until tomorrow, we will never finish. But it is that artistic culture, the atmosphere, brought about by, I think, the efforts of the state government has finally gone through the Georgetown Heritage Fest. It gives everybody a unique experience. The wall paintings at Freshie, which everybody loves, and now the new attraction of Little Minions. You have gone to Su Hong Lake now? Su Hong Lake. There you can see the Little Minions. Other arts and cultural markets, a new attraction. If you want, we can also want to bring do a version of the yellow duck to come. I cannot get the permission of the copyright permission from the owner, so no choice, I bring water uva instead. After bringing water uva, people suddenly realize you got a promenade. But what nobody knows you got a promenade. So it has actually brought attention and interest that we have a nice promenade at the IJM project just beside the bridge. I don't think that will get very much publicity in the main media of Penang, So we have to rely on ourselves to do that publicity. And it is this trinity: new products, new events, and unforgettable experience that makes Penang so unique and admitted by, I think, almost everyone in Malaysia. Everyone in Malaysia knows that Penang is special, and Penang has transformed the most over the last 5 years. Only certain people don't want to concede only that. We leave them where they are. What we need to do is to move forward, and to move bravely forward. Because we have no choice. If you look at the statistics, especially the contributors of GDP growth this year as compared to last year. The manufacturing, Penang is driven by actually two major sectors, manufacturing and the services sector. Both contribute 97% of Penang's GDP. So it's manufacturing on one side and services on the other side. Manufacturing has seen a precipitous drop in terms of growth over the last 1 year. In the first quarter of 2012, the growth of the manufacturing sector was 4.4%. This year, the first quarter is 0.3%. So the whole country, I'm talking about Malaysia as well, because they don't have figures for states, they don't have the breakdown for states. They're talking about the whole country, the entire Malaysian economy. Manufacturing grew by 4.4% first quarter of 2012. This year, first quarter 2013, only 0.3%. Services sector grew actually. First quarter 2012, 5.7%. This quarter 2013, 5.9%. And services also encompasses tourism sector. So we have no choice in that sense. We have to grow the tourism industry. Because if we rely on the manufacturing industry, we won't grow very much. And it's because of this development that we have to rely on the service sector while we wait for the manufacturing sector to recover. And it will recover, there's very cyclical ups and downs. Now it's at the softening stage, but it will definitely pick up again. But it probably takes a few more quarters. So in that few more quarters, we have to rely on other sectors, and that's why we have to rely on the tourism and the services sector. That's why we go back to what I mentioned just now. The Trinity. New products, new events, new unforgettable experience. And we are doing that all the time over the last 5 years. And I say we have new events and products and experience that we're going to introduce. Sometimes it's just not related to recreation. It can also be related to education. It can also be related to heritage. And it can also be related to science. We have planned to build the Penang Tech Center, a year-round exhibit of the best contributions towards technology that Penang has to offer over the last 40 years. Many people know that we have top companies, but nobody knows how much they contribute towards the cutting edge of world technology, not just Malaysian technology. Yesterday I have a group of 18 foreign service personnel from India making a special trip down to Malaysia, and of course they dropped by to Penang to see what is unique about Penang. And I shared with them that many people do not know that our electronic cluster is amongst the top. So important and so successful until their future Prime Minister dropped by to make a private visit. And who is the prospective future Prime Minister of India? You all know that? Huh? Who? Rajiv Gandhi lah, who else? Isn't it? Of course, some of you may not agree lah. There may be others, but he's one of the prospective and likely future Prime Minister if Congress wins the elections again. Not then, of course, somebody else. But his name will always be there. He made a private visit to Intel. And we didn't know, it was a private visit all the way, no meetings with any top ministers, whether from the federal or from the state government. We only know when we saw, hey, how come a lot of Indian carrying submachine guns, commandos, you know. The Indian commandos from India, because of course it's under threat, assassination all the time. Indian commandos circling around the Intel run. And he came to see the technology. Amazing technology. I can say amazing because I've been there before. They would not allow anybody else to go there because of confidentiality and of course company security. But just to give you some figures, not just the technology. Technology I cannot explain, you must see for yourselves. Sometimes some of the technology that is used by Agilent, you go and see those Terminator movies where they have these robotic arms here and there. You think that one only comes out in movies? No, actually that is in Penang. All these robotic arms, complete one big room, bigger than this computerized. The robotic arms will moving all over the place. Incredible. Some of the avionics, incredible. But you look at amount of research that is done here. Intel, with their Penang Design Center, they employ over 2,000 engineers just to do R&D, nothing else. Research and development, R&D. 2,000 engineers, and they are all locals. So some of the stuff you see in Intel, especially the server business, the chip, you will be surprised they actually designed in Penang. So is that amazing technology you want to bring forth when we build our Penang Tech Center next year? And I'm sure this will be another tourist attraction. Because if the students want to come and see, not just from Penang but throughout Malaysia, you know lah, the parents got to follow lah. And the parents got to follow, all the hotels will be smiling because they need some place to stay. And not only that, you in Komta, in the dome, then we are going to build the highest, on top of the Komta helipad, we will be building the highest open air cafe, restaurant, even higher than Marina Sands Bay. You think Marina Sands Bay high? Not high enough. This 65 stories, the highest open air on top of the helipad. I'm sure there will be another attraction with the external lift, 2 external lifts, bubble lifts, all the way from the 5th floor straight up to the 65th floor, express. No stops in between. I'm sure that will be a sight for everyone to enjoy and enjoy. So these are some of the attractions, events, the product, events and experience that we're introducing. And I think we should be focusing on this. What new products, what new events, what unforgettable experience that we can give and offer to the tourists. Products, events, experience. I think if we can focus on this trinity, work towards these 3 objectives, I'm sure we make Penang special, unique, and interesting enough for many more to come home. Just like Penang Hill. Penang Hill is an existing product. We have now retained the essential attraction of Penang Hill, but enhance it with other products and events. I think you can see the difference in Penang Hill, isn't it? That many people, when they come and say Penang Hill is so different from before. Just not the trend, but also what we offer out there. And of course, management and the system, the ecosystem, the management, administration, and the ecosystem in running tourism, of course, is equally important. course, Penang has everything to offer. I think I've stated something about everything about Penang, except the most important one, not mentioned. You know, why is Penang most famous for? Our food lah, what else? I think Penang food needs no introduction. So that's why I have not mentioned it. I don't think you can offer anything about food. I mean, what Char Kway Teow can you offer that's better than the famous ones, isn't it? Or what Asam Laksa can you do that's more famous than the existing ones? Because what we do is try to overcome some of the traffic congestion there. Again, we talk about traffic congestion, there's only so much we can do. Why? Because there are so many people who want to come to Penang nowadays. You look at all the road projects that were done, Jalan Masjid Nabi, we have done it. We put it another lane. Isn't it? Penang Lang will know lah. Those to stay here will know. Catholic Road, we have done that. Dr. Lancang, we have done so much within that short term. But when you see the number of cars coming in compared to the past, it is a tremendous growth. You know, when I first took over in 2008 as the Chief Minister, and when this government, the PR government was formed, we asked the bridge, the number of cars crossing the first Penang Bridge. They say 60,000 average, 80,000 peak during holidays. Now we have grown up to 80,000 daily, 110,000 during the peak days. Of course, we will all shake our heads, but the businessmen are very happy, isn't it? They say they prefer lots of people, hoteliers, of course, money, even though you compare with the jet, but you want more people to come so that you can put in the hotels. And of course, we know that there are many hotels that are coming up. And that doesn't mean that we are sitting still. We want to build public transport. Unfortunately, public transport is the jurisdiction of the federal government. There's nothing we can do. They can only try to promote it by offering free buses, free cab buses in the Heritage Enclave, try to improve a bit the taxi service by giving the taxi drivers some money, which we have done, so that they can have a service incentive. Finally, if you want to have a big bang approach to resolve the problems, you need the Federal Transport Ministry to come in, because it is the control of the federal government. And we have, of course, long-term plans to build more roads, but that cannot overnight resolve the problems. That one will take years, 5 to 10 years for it to be resolved. But we are boldly, I think, taking this initiative to build new roads, bypasses, to overcome some of these problems. And but then again, despite the various awards and international recognition that Penang has achieved today, we still have a long way to go. There are plenty of challenges that we need to overcome. But I think you all know that the state government is focused on the essentials that ensure the sustainable growth of Penang tourism. You know, when we first came to power, in Penang, we were wondering how come we talk about tourism, there is no exhibition center. Mines. Talk about mines, only talk only. And nothing done to establish mines as an important contributor towards the tourism industry. That's why we decided we need an exhibition center, and we built Spice at Pizza. Got hammered the hell. Or criticized left, right, center. You know, everything we do will be under the microscope. But despite that attacks, even got sued in court, we went ahead and we have been proven that this is actually a correct step forward, because Penang needs an exhibition center. And questions may ask whether we can sustain the exhibition industry. Can we sustain the exhibition industry? When we first suggested, promoted mines, they said, no lah, Penang too small, nobody wants to come lah. Okay lah, let's see. You just push ahead. He said, don't you push ahead, don't do. I said, no lah. Even if I make the wrong decision, I think I have to make a decision. So we pressed ahead. We discussed with ESCO, we said, no, we have to be brave to make the decision, let's push ahead. Even though there were objections, we were even sued. The suit, of course, tak jalan lah. Should not in court, and asked to pay cost to us. And then The project, I think now you've seen, have you all been to Pizza? Pizza now and Pizza 5 years ago, different, isn't it? It was run down, now yes, actually it's pushed up. Look at the VIP room. I think even the 5-star hotel also can compare with it. It's changed, and we are waiting for the underground, the first underground exhibition center. And to validate that bold and someone say reckless decision to build an exhibition center, 6 months after we started construction, we were surprised, pleasantly surprised, to be informed that there will be another exhibition center to be built by the private sector. And you know which one wanted to come in? Which exhibition center wanted to come in? You all know or not? Which one? Suntec. You all know who is Suntec? You all know who is Suntec? They are the biggest in ASEAN. They run the Suntec Exhibition Center in Singapore, the biggest in ASEAN. And for those who have been to Suntec, you will be able to see the latest that they've done. And these are international companies. The one running Suntec is not Singaporean, they are international. German actually. German. So you talk about German efficiency, you can see it there. And they want to come to Penang. The first time they come to Malaysia, they expect them to choose Kuala Lumpur. No, they chose Penang. And you will build at the same place where the water luba is. In the IJM community. And I think that indicates confidence that the MICE industry in Penang can be sustained. We are talking about one. We thought that one would be more than enough to cater for the needs and demands. But now, no. You have another one coming in, Suntec, a private initiative. And you know that before they come in, before Suntec comes in, they have done all their duty, all their due diligence they have done. And they would have done their market surveys and their market surveys, especially focusing on international arrivals. They have done their conclusion. Penang is big enough for 2 exhibition centers. That's why there is tremendous potential for growth of the tourism industry, provided we get our act together. Going back to the trinity of new product, new event, and an unforgettable experience. We can get our act together. I think we can really grow together. And the confidence expressed by those in the business, 2 exhibition centers, not 1, 2, enough to sustain in Penang. I think that is a sign of growth. Not just on the island also, even on the mainland. You see the number of hotels coming up in the mainland also is a sign that there's tremendous potential there. So here I don't want to talk only about Penang Island, I also want you to look at the mainland. There's also much potential and prospects there. So I want to thank everyone for coming here. As I said, I have not totally read the speech, but most of the points are there. And I think we can see the passion this government has towards growing tourism, making Penang unique, making Penang special, and most important of all, showing what is so remarkable, what is most unforgettable about Penang. Just like the song by Nat King Cole's daughter. What's the name? You all never listen to songs like that. Natalie Cole, unforgettable. Unforgettable, that's what you are. That's what Penang is. Unforgettable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Amat Berhormat. Now I would like to invite Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Lim Kuan Eng, Yang Berhormat Tuan Danilo Heng Kian, Dr. Michael Yap and Ms. Ariane Harris, and also the rest of our guests, the back of the room, to take a group photograph.
Okay, everyone look here, please.
Singapore
有啊，在马来西亚哪一个州？所以他在顺啊，要玩种族啦，要玩身份的，这是一种变相存在，是不是？